in the previous section or the previous lecture we discussed about national culture and the differences which occur defined by Hofstede, like the long and short term orientation and the high uncertainty and low uncertainty avoidance, achievement oriented culture, power distance, individualistic and collectivistic differences. In this lecture I will be discussing about the impact of national culture on management styles, because a global manager need to understand, need to adapt to the culture need to have an understanding of the culture of different countries. The cultural sensitivity is important. When you have a global operation, the management practices and the management styles need to be understood. So, with this background, I will discuss about the importance of management styles, different types of management styles, and how these management styles can be learned. So, with this I start I will discuss about certain learning objectives, that is definition of management style, various types of management style, introduction to Indian management style, then American management style, the significance of American management styles, the Japanese styles of management, Chinese management styles in their international operations. If they are not aware of the management styles adopted or practiced in different companies, in so there will be some problems, there would be barriers which has to be understood. So, therefore, the management style the management style has to be understood by the global managers. So, managers, what is management style? Now, I will discuss about what exactly is the management style. Managers have to perform many roles. At times they are negotiating, they have to communicate, they are also liaising with different firms, they are information disseminators, they are spokespersons, they are also decision makers, they are sometimes playing the role of an entrepreneur. So, managers play variety of roles, and how they handle various situations will depend on their styles of management. So, a management style is an overall method of leadership to influence, to communicate, to motivate subordinates used by a manager. What is management? Management is a process of designing and maintaining an environment which is conducive for people to work together in groups, efficiently accomplish their objectives. Management is creative problem solving, which is accomplished through functions, various management functions: planning, organizing, directing, staffing, controlling. Planning is developing the business missions and objectives. Organizing is establishing structure, coordination, control and task. Staffing is recruitment, hiring, training, evaluating. Directing is influencing people's behavior, motivating them. Controlling is establishing performance standards, measuring performance. So, when we look at broader management functions, planning, organizing, motivating, leading, controlling. So, planning includes certain steps like objective setting, strategies, forecasting, policies, budgeting and setting plans. Organizing includes division of labor, authority, delegation, departmentalization, span of control, and motivation includes influencing, directing, rewards, giving rewards and punishments, achievement objectives and satisfaction. The leading role includes leadership, communication and dealing with the human behavior, and controlling basically is correcting, evaluating, comparing, measuring, setting standards. So, control measures are setting performance standards, measuring them, comparing it with the set standards, evaluating and correcting performance again and again. So, these are broadly the management functions. What is management style? management consists of planning, prioritizing, organizing work efforts to accomplish objectives within a business organization. So, management style is particular way managers go about accomplishing these objectives. It is a particular approach to accomplish an objective. Management styles may vary from company to company, levels of management even from person to person. A good manager is one who can adjust management style or who can adapt to a particular environment and people. An individual's management style is shaped by factors like internal external business environment and how one views the role of work in the lives of employees. And types of management styles can be autocratic, consultative, persuasive, democratic, laissez-faire and management by walking around. Let us discuss what is management style, what are these different types of management styles. When considering career success, tangible qualities often come to mind such as type of work, what type of work and salary, but one critical factor to the success is the leadership style, both in how you manage people and how you would like to be managed. Effective managers can improve productivity and employee morale and reduce turnover. There are 6 agreed upon types of management which people generally adopt in contemporary business world. Autocratic managers. Some managers are highly autocratic. They make decisions unilaterally, independently, without involving subordinates. It can lead to faster decision making, there is more centralization of power, the styles of management can drive away employees who are looking for more ownership of decisions and more autonomy. In times of crisis, when there is lot of ambiguity, use of autocratic management style is permissible, but extended periods could lead to high turnover. Somewhere centralization is of course is important in order to bring in routine and order. There is another management style which is called consultative managers. Consults employees, they are consensus oriented, but ultimately the leader takes the final decision. Decisions attempt to take interest of the employees in account, but also focus on the business. They recognize the contribution of employees, but ultimately the business objective comes priority. This type of management style leads to loyalty from employees because their opinion is taken in the decision making process. But those who are left out, those whose opinion is ignored or turned down may feel disgruntled. It can also lead to dependency of the employees on the leader. There is another management style called persuasive managers. Persuasive management style maintains the final decision control. However, he or she makes choices based on the persuasion of subordinates and the teammates. This is a great option for managers who need input from experts, but still can keep the final decision making. So, persuasive managers generally are guided by the subordinates, they take views of subordinates or they are persuaded by the subordinates, but final decision making lies with the manager. This does not work when employees do not support management and choose not to provide input or do not trust decisions that have been made. Democratic managers offer employees an opportunity to engage in decision making. There is decentralization of power. All decisions are agreed upon by majority. The manager does not hold power, but manager disseminates power, and the communication goes from the top. The communication goes from both managers down to employees and from the employees to the managers. There is a two-way. The communication goes from the manager down to employees and from employees to the managers. So, there is a free flow of information exchange. The style works best when there is a complex decision being taken, which requires ideas to be taken from different people at different level, which can lead to exchange of information, sharing of knowledge and a free flow of communication. Democratic values of course slow down decision making and could be at times inefficient. In terms of, or maybe in situations of high uncertainty, democratic managers may not function efficiently. Laissez-faire is a style of management which is opposite of autocracy. Employees are allowed to make majority of decisions with management providing guidance when needed, and the managers in this case is considered a mentor rather than a leader. They are more nurturing type of leaders who nurture subordinates. This style of management is popular in startups, in technology oriented companies, whereas there is high risk involved and there are chances of failure. So, a laissez-faire leader or otherwise the free rein leaders can be efficient. It can lead to difficulties in making decisions. Management by walking around is also a different type of leadership style. The classic technique involved in management by listening, where the leader emphasizes on listening the views of others. Managers gather information, they listen to others, to the thoughts of employees that can stop problems at their source. When using this type of style of management, managers must be counselors. They listen to the voice of others and they consult, they provide solutions. They do not dictate or they are not autocratic. A good decision will be received and respected by all. So, there is also a respect given or recognition given to the good decision. So, employees do not support management, there can be problem. So, at situations where there is massive resistance or there is no support to the manager, so in such a situation management by walking around, there are problems, there would be a problem in management by walking around. Now, I will focus on significance of Indian management style. Indian management style, there are some significant highlights. How would the decision making be? What is the business culture? What is management maturity level, structural empowerment level, long term or short term orientation, accelerated resource development. Indian management style is more team decision is followed, decisions are reached by person in the higher authority or more of centralization because of the Indian value system, which gives emphasis on the position power. Delays are expected especially when dealing with the government. There is some kind of or there is always a kind of a delay, a time delay when there is involvement with some kind of with government agencies. India is enormously hierarchical society and has an impact on this hierarchical difference or the power distance is always reflected in the management style. Managing people in India requires a level of micromanagement, and many Western business people feel extremely uncomfortable in this style of management. So, what we wanted to say is, when there is an international company or a global company with its operations in India, they must understand the Indian culture, the background, the context, the value system. What is the business culture? The technology, research and development professionals and business managers have more avenue to succeed. Relations are not the only reasons for success. Management maturity, strong project management skills, and continues to invest in initiatives to strengthen middle management capabilities. Structural empowerment, cross-functional teams analyzed individual performance, employees for gain. some Indian companies are providing it. And long term orientation, the score rate was very high in India in terms of long term orientation. Accelerated resource development, identification of potential employees, training and development, the strategy is very low to persuade by Indian companies. Employee welfare emphasis, the time has changed now. Money is not the only motivator for performing aggressively. So, Indians scored a high rank to provide ample scope of enjoying leisure with family. There is focus on family orientation or the lifestyle, health insurance, etc. Not money is only the motivating factor. Now, moving on from the Indian management style, we will see how management style is being practiced in other countries, specifically American management style. What is the significance of American management style? They are individualistic in approach, important decisions are taken in open forum, ultimate responsibility for decision making lies with the person in authority. American managers are likely to disregard the opinion of subordinates. They turn down the opinion of subordinates. There is more centralization. Planning is short term, individualistic decision making, involve few people in making decisions and selling the decision. Decisions are initiated at the top and they are thrust upon the people in the next level of hierarchy, or there is a top down approach. Fast decision making, slow implementation requires a little bit of compromise, often resulting in suboptimal decisions. Organizing individual responsibility and accountability, there is clarity and specificity of decision, lack of common organizational culture, identification with professionalism rather than that with the company. Staffing decisions, people hired out of school and from the companies, frequent company change, there is a loyalty to the profession, rapid achievement, there is rapid advancement, highly desired and demanded, appraisal of short term employees, training and development undertaken with hesitation. There is not much emphasis on training and development, because the employees keep on hopping jobs, there is no concept of loyalty or long term orientation. Leader acts as a decision maker, directive style of leadership is adopted, strong, firm willed, deterministic and with divergent values. Individuals sometimes hinder cooperation, there is too much of individualism and the managers do not change their management style of cooperation and coordination. Face to face confrontation is very common and there is least preference to ambiguity and more clarity is sought after. Communication primarily is from top to down. Control measures adopted by the managers, control by supervisor, control focus on individual performance, fix blame, limited use of quality control circles. There is limited use of quality control techniques or circles. Then moving on to the Japanese management style, what are the significance, what are the various factors significant to Japanese management style with reference to planning. Planning is long term orientation, there is collective decision making with consensus orientation and involvement of many people in preparing and making decisions. Decisions flow from top to bottom and back, slow decision making, there is faster implementation, there is slow decision making and faster implementation of decisions. Organizing, collective responsibility and accountability, informal organizational structure, well known common organizational culture and philosophy, competitive spirit towards other enterprises. With respect to staffing, young people are hired out of school, and there hardly there is any mobility of people among companies. That means there is preference for a long term orientation, long tenure in the company, loyalty to the commitment, loyalty to the company, involvement of employees or engagement of employees in the company for a long time. Appraisal is also on the basis of long term performance. People generally enjoy a lifetime employment common in large, which is common in large companies. Leaders act as social facilitators and group members or group leaders. Common values of facilitator, cooperation are being followed. Avoidance of confrontation, people avoid confrontation, emphasis on harmony, trust building, group communication, bottom to top communication. The managers down the hierarchy, they provide decisions, they give voice their opinion to the top managers. However, top managers keep questioning, they take views, and the final decision rests with the top management. Control is by peers, focus on group performance, saving face, extensive use of quality control circles. So, Japanese management style, the major highlights are: Japanese management emphasizes the need of information to flow from bottom to top, bottom of the company to the top. This results in senior management having a largely supervisory rather than hands-on approach. As a result, it has been noted that the policy is often originated at the middle level of the company before being passed upwards for ratification. The strength of this approach is obviously that those tasked with the implementation of decisions have been actively involved in the shaping of policy. The higher Japanese manager rises within an organization, the more important it is that he appears unassuming and lacking ambition. Individual personality and forcefulness are not seen as prerequisite for effective leadership. So, Japanese management style emphasizes on lifetime employment, decision making, emphasis on theory Z. Theory Z selected Japanese managerial practice are adapted to the environment of United States. Theory Z was given by Uchi, a management practitioner named Uchi, who emphasized on relationship orientation, trust and people management. Now, I will discuss about the significance of Chinese management style. Chinese management style has emanated from the Chinese culture, people with a collectivistic background, and there is I will specifically discuss about what are the significant features of the Chinese management style. Directive, senior managers give instructions to their direct reports, subordinates are not expected to question decisions of superiors, expectation of loyalty and obedience from colleagues, manager is expected to take care of holistic interest of the colleagues. The senior managers will often have close relationship to the Communist Party. China has a lack of good quality experienced managers, modernizing economy and good managers who are available and are very expensive. So, these factors places enormous emphasis on companies' recruitment and retention policies. Significant features of Chinese management style: Chinese companies generally keep engineering and manufacturing closer, often co-locating them, and Chinese companies tend to acquire new technology either through formal licensing deals or through reverse engineering, but they keep the physical work of experimentation and production in-house. Chinese companies hire middle level engineering and manufacturing people even though they are getting very expensive. So, they are ready to procure, they are ready to hire mid level engineering and manufacturing talent from abroad using non-market strategies and the specific features of American, Japanese, Indian management style. Looking at certain dimensions, Americans are short term oriented, Japanese are long term oriented and Indians have both short and long term orientation. Decision making flows from top to bottom in the American style and decision making flows from top to bottom. In case of Japanese, decision making flows from top to bottom and in Indian management style, highest ranking officials, they make decisions, decision making is swift, but implementation is slow. In American management style, decision making is slow, but implementation is very fast in Japanese, and autocratic or consultative management style in Indian management style. Then formal, the American management style is very formal, bureaucratic. Japanese are informal and organizational, they are very informal. Indians are, they might be formal or informal as per situations. Job is not secured in American management style. In Americans and there is a concept of lifetime employment in Japan, lifetime employment in government sector in India. So, there is a lifetime employment concept in Indian management scenario, Indian management style, and leader acts as a decision maker in America, leader acts as a group coordinator or a group member, and India it is a charismatic leader, leader is a charismatic leader. Focus on individual performance in America, the focus is on group performance in Japan, and in India it can be a mix of group and individual performance, might be group performance or individual performance at times. So, there are several points that we have discussed on the basis of which we can see, we can characterize the specific features and the differences across the management styles of America, Japan and India. Moving on next to the point of when we take one of the management functions like planning, how is the change or what is the difference? Indians are long term oriented in terms of planning, Americans have a short term orientation, Japanese have long term orientation and Chinese have both long and short term orientation. Government authorized persons who make decisions in case of Indians, and individual decision making in America, collective decision making in China, in Japan, decision making by the committees in Chinese, collective decision making in Japan. Authorized persons involvement, the person who has the position power or who is authorized is supposed to take decision and not anybody can be involved. But whereas in Americans there is few involvement of decision making and Japan has people's involvement or involvement by consensus, involvement by many people, and in China it is involvement by committee and not a group of people. So, there is a group of individuals or committee who has been bestowed with power. Decision making is slow in India, faster decision making in America and slow decision making in Japanese, decision making is extremely slow in China. Implementation of decisions, if we take that aspect, we can see that implementation is very slow in India, America slow implementation of decisions, faster implementation of decision in Japan and implementation process is slow in China. Staffing, let us look at how staffing, these four countries are different from each other in terms of staffing. Mixed recruitment process in India, people hired out of schools, mostly in America, young people hired out of school. So, there is direct connect between the schools or the universities and the hiring. Skill based hiring, in China it is emphasis is given on hiring people with requisite skills. Lifetime employment is common in large companies in India. Frequent company change or job hopping is prevalent in America, and lifetime employment common in large companies in Japan and frequent company change in China. So, there is a difference between the loyalty of employee to the employer, slow advancement and highly desired in India, rapid advancement or rapid growth in career, highly desired and demanded, rapid advancement of career and rapid advancement of career in case of in Chinese and Japanese firms. Loyalty to the company is high in India, loyalty to the profession is very high in America, loyalty to the company is high in Japan, lack of loyalty to the company and profession in China. Lack of training and development undertaken in India, training and development undertaken with hesitation in America, training and development is undertaken with confidence in Japan, and undertaken with confidence, training is taken very seriously and with confidence in China. Let us discuss about controlling and one of the important functions and how countries differ or how management styles of India, America, Japan and China differ with respect to controlling. Control is mostly by supervisor in India, control by supervisor in America, whereas peers control the activities or the assignments in Japan, control by group leader or superior in China. Control focus on group performance. The focus of the control measures is group performance. Control focus is on individual performance in America. The focus of control is on the group performance in Japan and control individual performance in China. The fixing of blames or shifting of blames is very high in India, fix blame in American companies, face saving is high in Japanese and fixing blames is also prevalent in Chinese. Limited use of quality control circles. Indian companies have adopted less of quality control measures, limited use of quality control measures in America. Japanese use extensive use of quality circle or quality control measures. There is a limited use of quality control circles or quality circles in China. So, what we have concluded from this discussion is the Japanese firms have a preference for quality control measures and whereas others have ignored. As we all know that in global firms there are different types of products, and a firm to be more competitive in the global market, the product need to be robust. It should maintain quality in its products, quality in its processes. The quality emphasis can differentiate a company's product from the other. So, to have a sustainable competitive advantage, the product should be robust. The company should adopt quality management practices. So, gaining competitive advantage through quality management, we will discuss about certain important concepts of total quality management, Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award Model, Deming's Prize, ISO 9000, European Foundation for Quality Management. How does a firm gain competitive advantage through quality management? I will go back to the background of history of quality. Early 20th century saw Frederick Winslow Taylor's scientific management principles applied to the production processes. Work was split into small jobs and workforce was trained to be master of those jobs. So, that led to work specialization and there were very less chances of error. A person became more specialized and in working on repeatedly on a task led to the mastery of the person. So, cost of manufacturing at that time was too high, defects were removed through inspection and these factors led to the need for quality control department. The factors led to the birth of a quality control concept. The upper management was assigned responsibility of quality of inspection. The top management viewed and they inspected the quality of the material used, the quality of the product, the raw material and the processes. So, there we will discuss about the evolution of concept of quality. 1920s, when Frederick Winslow Taylor's management, scientific principles of management was practiced, the quality concept has evolved and further 1930s Shewhart develops statistical quality control methods in 1930s. Then 1946 then ASQ or called American Service Quality Concept, American Standards Statistical Quality concept was formed. 1950s total quality management and quality concepts developed. In 1968 quality management systems evolved and today quality standards and quality management systems are prevalent. So, if you discuss about or if we look back how it has transformed the quality concepts in the business world. 1924 the emphasis was on statistical process control charts and in 1930s the emphasis was on tables for acceptance sampling. 1940s statistical sampling techniques were adopted. 1950s quality assurance and total quality concept. 60s the focus was on zero defect quality assurance in services in 1970s. So, this has led to the revolution in the manufacturing and services organizations. Quality concept has been developed and there is an evolution of the quality revolution. So, 1940s inspection based system led to sorting out or correcting sorting out the corrected or sorting out the problems in manufacturing processes, then corrective actions are being taken. 50s quality control, which is full time inspection, performance data and processing of the data. 1960s quality assurance, which emphasized on systems quality design, quality planning, manuals and cost, process control. Total quality management emphasized on continuous improvement of quality. There is a emphasis on shared vision and quality culture, wider dissemination of human values, a system or a holistic view of problem solving, renewed focus on internal and external customers, generate employees involvement, involve all employees. It should not have a top down or bottom up approach, but involving employees in the processes, explain the continuous improvement in the processes, improving the work processes and further. So, this also gave the evolution or background of the evolution of total quality management. What we will discuss broadly is quality control, quality assurance, quality management and total quality management, and in which year it was given maximum emphasis. 1960s to 70s the emphasis was on quality control. The critical success factors were product testing, statistics, workmanships, control and complaints. In quality assurance, the critical success factors was quality assurance programs, quality assurance programs, process documentation, quality assurance standards were emphasized, and this year prevailed from 1970s to 80s. The emphasis was on quality assurance. Further, in quality management, where the 1980s to 1900s 1980s to 1990s, the focus was on critical success factors like quality manuals, process manuals, quality assurance standards ISO 9000 to 14000 series, quality assurance. Everybody is a responsibility of everybody. And in total quality management 1990s onwards to current date, customer satisfaction, strategic planning, people and change management, process improvement, quality award models, maturity models and performance measure was emphasized. So, we will discuss that 70s to 2010 or 2021, this has moved on from quality control to assurance to quality management to total quality management. There is an emphasis on a continuous improvement of all processes, and which has reduced in the reducing and which these quality management practices have helped in reducing the defects in manufacturing process, defects in the various processes. Why there is a need for having quality in products and services? Because there is competition in the global business market, global market, there is lot of competition, and companies have crossed borders, geographical borders, to make their products available in a common platform. So, if the products do not have fitness for use, if the products are not meeting the expectations of the customer's need, the customer has an option to choose competitor's product. So, the new concept of quality builds on quality in the process, identify and correct causes of quality problems, not after the product has been manufactured. There should not be inspection after that, but quality is built in various processes of manufacturing. So, total quality management application stages are gain, long term senior management commitment. Quality can only be ensured if there is commitment from senior management. Train members on quality methods. Start quality improvement projects. There has to be various quality initiatives, quality improvement projects which can help in measuring the progress, reward people for their accomplishments. Then further we will discuss about the Deming's model of quality management, create a consistency of purpose. So, what before that I will just like to highlight that Deming, Joseph Juran, Ishikawa, Crosby, these are the people who were behind the quality revolution, and with specific emphasis on Deming's quality guidelines. Deming emphasized on creating a constancy of purpose, adopt new philosophy and low cost purchasing practices, institute leadership, eliminate empty slogans, eliminate numerical quotas, institute on the job training and retrain vigorously. Training should be given emphasis so that there is less chance of failure. Drive out fear, fear should be completely evaded, break down barriers between departments to be identified, take actions to accomplish transformation, improve the processes continuously, constantly and forever, cease dependence on mass inspection and remove barriers to pride in workmanship. Moving further, we will discuss about the European specific features of Malcolm Beveridge National Quality Awards model, the dynamic features of MB and QA. The driver of Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is leadership. If the leader can take initiative to drive the system with improving quality in the process, human resource development and management, strategic planning and information systems. So, the end result would be a focus on customer need and satisfaction, and there would be increased emphasis on business result, business performance, product and services, better quality of product would be ensured, and there would be higher productivity and growth, supplier performance would increase and financial performance would be higher. So, customer and marketplace performance, there should be higher customer satisfaction, customer retention and satisfaction, and more competitiveness of the company. Similarly, European model for quality management also ensures that there are, so these are quality award models which give some kind of, which impart points to each of these parameters like leadership, process management, human resource development, strategic planning, information and analysis, customer focus and business results. The ultimate goal is to have higher performance and higher business results. Similarly, there is European model for quality management, where the enabling points are 50% of weightage is being given to the enablers of the customer satisfaction or business results, and 500 points or 50% of the point is given to the to people satisfaction, customer satisfaction, impact on society and business results. So, the leadership has been given 10% weightage or 100 points on a 1000 point grading system. People management has been given 90 points or 9% weightage. Policy and strategy has been given 80% weightage. Resources are given 90 points. Processes are given 140 points. People satisfaction is given 90 points. Customer satisfaction given highest weightage of 200 points, and impact of society 60 points, and business results have been given 150 points. So, a company which is vying for European Foundation for Quality model or European Foundation for Quality assessment or European Quality Award model, they will be rated on these dimensions, and the total weightage would be they are evaluated on a 1000 point marks, and highest weightage is given to customer satisfaction. So, with this we further move on to the ISO 9000 concept. ISO 9000 has become a popular approach which has emanated from ISO, that is International Standards Organization, which derived from the Greek isos, means equal, was founded in 1946 in Geneva, Switzerland. ISO 9000 document was first published in 1987 and consists actually of 5 related standards numbered from 9000 to 9004, and although the ISO movement originated in Europe, now more than 100 countries participated in ISO movement. Most large companies such as General Electric, DuPont, British Telecom, Philips Electronics urge and even demand suppliers to be ISO 9000 certified. ISO requires that the company documents its processes and quality systems, assure that all employees understand and follow the guidelines of the document, continuously monitor, check quality systems through internal and external audits, and make any necessary change. The internal benefit of ISO 9000 are documentation of processes, a greater quality awareness of the quality employees, and a possible change in organizational culture is required, resulting in increased productivity and installation of an overall quality system. The external benefit include an advantage over non-registered competitors, meeting the requirement set forth by customers and European Union, higher perceived quality and greater customer satisfaction. We have discussed so far is in a globally competitive business world, if the firm has to, or if the organization has to be sustainable, there are some measures to remain competitive by having cost minimization or cost as an initiative, cost or innovation, and also quality as a measure to remain competitive. In this section, we have discussed about various initiatives the company can take to improve its products, services and the quality in its various processes. With this, I conclude this session here. Thank you.